Today we are going to see in our refutation series about the Sunnath Jamaath. It's a generic name meaning the people of the Sunnah, and almost they don't follow the Sunnah strictly. Commonly used by traditional Sunni Muslims, especially in the Southindia, that is Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Sri Lanka, to distinguish themselves from the sects like Salafis, Deobandis or Shias. It's not founded by a single person, but it's a label adopted by Barelvi influenced Sunnis in many cases. We who follow the Ashari Maturidi Akida, Ṣūfī tariqas, and fiqh from the Shafi or the Hanafi madhab, and who oppose the Salafi scholars and Salafism and reformist movements. In Tamil Nadu and Kerala specifically, Sunnath Jamaath is often aligned with Sufi oriented scholars, mosque committees, and the Jamiatul Ulama, that is the local Sunni scholar groups. In some cases, it is connected to the Barelvi movement, that is the followers of Imam Ahmad Raza Khan of India. Sunnath Jamaat is not a sect like Tabligh Jamaat or Hizb Tahrir. It's a descriptive label like saying mainstream Sunni Muslims who follow the Madhab and Sufi traditions. So what are the deviations they are facing are? There is grave visitation and the seeking isma from the dead. They practice regular visit to the saintly graves, dargahs, touching, kissing and asking for blessings or intercession. The refutation for this is widely viewed as a gateway to the shirk, a stepping stone to the shirk. Even scholars who permit simple visits without supplication emphasize that seeking help from the dead is unequivocally wrong. Seeking istighasa only from Allah, not created by beings. This is the correct Salafi stance. The second mistake is Maulid celebrations and religious festivals. Their practice is annual celebration of the Prophet's birth and other religious commemorations. The refutation for this is, since these did not come from the Salaf nor is there any evidence they are Sunnah, they are classed as Bid'ah. Atharis reject all new forms of worship or celebration not established by the Prophet ﷺ. Even though some try to defend the Mawlid, Athari scholars emphasize caution and recommend avoiding this unless proven authentic. The third mistake is over elevation of the Prophet ﷺ and the saints. Their practice is spiritual language, glorifying the saints or the Prophet beyond scriptural bounds. For example, attributing ongoing power or presence. The refutation for this is the Prophet was human, not divine. Exalting him beyond his prophetic role risks slipping into tashbih or gulu. Atharis advocate balanced reverence without assigning divine style qualities. The fourth mistake is Sufi style tariqa initiation or murakaba. Taking the bayah, spiritual oaths to the Sufi sheikhs, engaging in the spiritual discipline for mystical closeness. The refutation for this is such Sufi systems are seen as bid'ah when they claim divine knowledge transfer. Atharis affirm no sheikh can grant spiritual insight that isn't from the Prophet ﷺ. The fifth mistake is weak and fabricated hadith in support of the practices. Their practice is using the questionable narrations to justify visiting the grave, celebrating the Mawlid, etc. The refutation for this is Salafi scholars insist da'wah and worship must rest on Sahih or Hasan hadith. Using da'if or fabricated narrations to sanction new rituals is unacceptable. The sixth mistake is blind veneration of the scholars and sheikhdom. They practice treating the saintly scholars with a reverence reserved for the prophets. For example, you can see believing their presence brings barakah even after death. The refutation for this is Atharis require critical evaluation of the scholars. They reject unqualified trust and insist on the evidence-based respect and not emotional exaltations. So they practice grave ziyarah, baraka, Mawlid festivity, divine status to the saints, Sufi orders and bayah, use of weak hadith, Sanskrit like glorification. So these kind of things and bid'ah things are present in there.